I don't know how any college team really can prepare for a Caitlin Clark, because you can't do it with one person.
Caitlin Clark brings it over, and she brings it over close to where Katie Gerald is. And we were going to tell Jayla Smith to foul. And so Katie said, "I'll tell you when." And so you can see Caitlin hear that.
Yeah.
Indiana Fever and their exciting prospects for the 2025 WNBA season. With Caitlin Clark's explosive talent and the strategic mind of their new head coach Stephanie White, there's a lot to look forward to. Let's break down how Coach White plans to contain a star like Caitlin Clark and what it means for the Fever's future. While the women's basketball world is buzzing about the upcoming unrivaled season, Indiana Fever fans have their eyes set on the 2025 WNBA season. Why? Because of the dynamic duo of Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White. Stephanie White, who was recently hired as the head coach of the Fever, brings a wealth of experience from her successful stint with the Connecticut Sun. Fans are hopeful that White's leadership will unlock even more potential in Caitlin Clark, turning her into an even more versatile offensive powerhouse. On a recent episode of the ITSA Insider, White shared some insightful thoughts about the challenge of containing a player like Caitlin Clark. During her conversation with Kelly Kamara, head coach of Purdue's women's basketball team,
I don't know how any college team really can prepare for a Caitlin Clark, because you can't do it with one person.
Yeah.
And you can't do it one-on-one, right? It is a whole 5-man team effort. So let me just preface all that for you.
Caitlin Clark isn't just any player. She's a generational talent. Even Kamara shared a hilarious story about her own failed attempts to contain Clark back when Purdue faced Iowa. Clark's first season in the WNBA proved that even professional teams struggle to contain her. With White's expertise, Fever fans are eagerly waiting to see how Clark's game evolves under her guidance. White has a proven track record of maximizing her star players' potential, and there's no doubt she'll do the same with Clark. The big question is, how will this duo reshape the Fever's future? And possibly the entire league fans are expecting big things from the Fever with White at the helm. Her knack for strategy and player development could be the key to turning Clark into an unstoppable force on the court. Caitlin Clark, so special. If you've been following her career, you know she's already shown she can dominate at the highest levels, from college to the pros. But what sets her apart is her ability to score from anywhere on the floor. Whether it's a deep three, a pull-up jumper, or threading the needle on a pass, Clark has an unmatched skill set. Clark is not just a shooter. She's a complete player who can affect every aspect of the game. But Coach White knows that slowing her down is no easy task. White's approach to coaching will likely focus on building a cohesive defensive strategy that involves team defense, something that's critical when you're facing a player like Clark. As much as Clark thrives individually, the Fever's strength under White will come from playing as a unit. Team defense will be key in forcing Clark to make tough decisions and rely on her teammates more. And when you're talking about one of the best scorers in the league, that's no small feat. White has been known for her tactical approach to defense, and she'll likely use her expertise to create schemes that force Clark into difficult spots on the court. But again, this isn't a one-person job. It takes an entire team to contain a player like Clark. When facing Clark, the defensive strategy will involve swarming her when she has the ball, rotating quickly, and making her uncomfortable. White will likely place emphasis on the help defense and switching when necessary to prevent Clark from getting those open looks or easy lanes to the basket. But let's not forget, this isn't just about stopping Clark. It's about helping her take the next step in her game. Stephanie White is known for developing star players, and she's certainly going to push Clark to be even better, more versatile, and even more impactful. Under White's guidance, Caitlin Clark will be asked to elevate her game to new heights. Whether it's fine-tuning her shot selection, improving her defense, or becoming a more well-rounded playmaker, the sky's the limit for what these two can achieve together. It's exciting to think about how this partnership could change the Fever's future and the WNBA landscape as a whole. With Coach White's leadership and Clark's incredible talent, we're about to witness something special. 2025 could be the year the Fever make a major leap forward, with a combination of strategy, skill, and chemistry leading to big results. Who knows? We might be seeing a WNBA championship contender rise right before our eyes. What do you think, though? How do you see the Fever performing with Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White leading the charge? Can Coach White contain Clark's potential? Or will Clark continue to break records and shine in ways we haven't seen before? And while we're on the topic of the Fever's future, it's important to look at the broader impact Coach White could have on the team's overall development. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. It's about building a championship-caliber team around her. With White's experience in shaping high-level players, expect the Fever to not just rely on one star, but develop a deep, well-rounded roster that can complement Clark's offensive brilliance. One thing we've seen from White in her past coaching roles is her ability to develop role players into stars. In Connecticut, she helped elevate several players, turning them into legitimate threats on both ends of the court. This will be crucial for the Fever, as they look to build a more balanced team around Clark. White's coaching philosophy focuses on building a system where every player knows their role and plays it to perfection. She'll likely instill this mentality in the Fever, ensuring that everyone on the roster has the tools and confidence to contribute to the team's success. And let's not forget about the pressure that comes with coaching a player of Clark's caliber. With so much hype surrounding her, White will have to find the right balance between pushing Clark to her limits and not overwhelming her with expectations. It's a delicate balance, but if there's anyone equipped to handle it, it's Stephanie White. White has always been known for her calm yet intense coaching style. She knows how to keep her players grounded while also motivating them to reach their highest potential. It's that blend of understanding and authority that will be crucial in helping Clark navigate the next stage of her career. Clark is already an incredible leader on the court, but under White's guidance, we could see her evolve into an even more complete player, someone who can not only score at will but also set up her teammates and make everyone around her better. And that's the real key here. Taking Clark's incredible individual talent and turning it into something greater. We could see a new version of Caitlin Clark, one who leads her team not just with scoring, but with her playmaking, defense, and leadership. That's what makes this partnership between White and Clark so exciting. So, as the Fever prepare for the 2025 season, it's clear that there's a lot to be excited about. With a coach like Stephanie White and a talent like Caitlin Clark, the sky's the limit for what this team can achieve. But the real question is, will they be able to put all the pieces together and make a deep run in the playoffs? We're about to see the Indiana Fever take on a whole new identity. With their new head coach and their star player continuing to develop, there's no telling how high they could go. Whether it's a deep playoff push or even a championship run, this team is primed for a bright future. And as we wrap up this video, let's take a moment to reflect on the bigger picture for the Indiana Fever. A lot of attention has been on Caitlin Clark, but remember, the success of the Fever in 2025 won't just be about her individual performance. It will also come down to how well the team gels under Stephanie White's leadership. While Clark's scoring ability is undoubtedly a game changer, the Fever will need consistent contributions from every player. White will need to develop a deep rotation that provides defense, ball movement, and scoring from various sources. This team can't just rely on one superstar to carry them through the